For one of the monarchy's most historic ceremonies, King Charles was joined by a royal rarely seen in public today, his 90-year-old first cousin, the Duke of Kent. The touching appearance took place at St. Paul's Cathedral during the ancient Order of St. Michael and St. George service, an event held only once every 4 years. And for many royal watchers, the ceremony quickly became less about royal tradition and more about the quiet dedication of one of the monarchy's oldest working royals. Before King Charles arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral, the Duke of Kent was already there waiting in full ceremonial robes. At 90 years old, the royal rarely attends public engagements, now making his appearance especially significant. The Duke serves as Grand Master of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, a centuries-old royal honour recognising service connected to foreign and Commonwealth affairs. Although he was seen using a wheelchair during parts of the ceremony, the Duke was also photographed walking unaided behind the King earlier in the event, a moment many royal fans found deeply moving. Thursday's service also marked an important milestone for King Charles himself. Because the ceremony only takes place every 4 years, this was his first time attending as monarch. The tradition dates all the way back to 1818 and remains one of the monarchy's most formal ceremonial events. Inside St. Paul's Cathedral, King Charles processed through the church alongside members of His Majesty's bodyguard of the Honourable Corps of Gentlemen at Arms, accompanied by music from the choir and senior officials from the City of London. During the service, the King paused to honour members of the order who had passed away since the previous ceremony. Let us remember before God members of the order lately departed. Charles told the congregation in one of the event's most solemn moments. The names of deceased members were then read aloud inside the cathedral. The atmosphere throughout the ceremony reflected the deep traditions still at the heart of the monarchy, traditions both Charles and the Duke of Kent have spent decades preserving. While the Duke of Kent keeps a much lower public profile today, he continues to quietly carry out royal duties even in his 90s. In fact, according to the court circular, the royal has already completed more than a dozen engagements this year alone. The Duke is currently the oldest living member of the royal family, and one of the last remaining working royals directly connected to the generation of Queen Elizabeth II. He recently appeared alongside his sister, Princess Alexandra, during a Buckingham Palace event celebrating what would have been Queen Elizabeth's 100th birthday. For many royal fans, Thursday's ceremony served as a reminder of the monarchy's continuity across generations from the reign of Queen Elizabeth to King Charles today. And as the King walked beside his elderly cousin through St. Paul's Cathedral, the moment quietly reflected something increasingly rare in modern royal life. Decades of duty tradition and lifelong service still continuing side by side. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and follow for more royal news and historic royal moments.